conversations with Parks and Wildlife, and we feel at this juncture we are probably, you know, you got a point here whether it's legal or illegal. We've got, when you have 5 attorneys in the room, you get 5 different opinions. So that's kind of what's happening with us. But our intention right now is to probably continue this item. And the reason we're going to do that is because we are going to have a work session probably at a later date. We may even continue to have some public meetings if we feel it's necessary, but we would like to proceed to rewriting this ordinance to allow for a vote. And at this point, sorry, Bill, don't trust your short elections, but you should go ahead and have the election in November. We hear you people out there. We're listening to you. We're not trying to pull over anybody's eyes what's going on out here. We just feel so passionate about this project that we've got going out there and what it will do to this community and do for this community, that we don't want to create any more animosity, any more problem between the public and between the NRC board or the council. We want this project to move forward. And we've been assured by a lot of people that it will move forward. We've more or less been told by Parks and Wildlife that the delay till November will not particularly affect their schedule. As Paul pointed out, we've got a long procedure in here, and maybe it'll give us some time to clean up some items maybe that need to be cleaned up. But that is our intent tonight.
We've heard from a lot of people, and Walt, I'm like you, I'd like to do it tomorrow. But maybe that's why we've got a little concern in the community is that we've been charging ahead with that kind of haste. So we've decided that we should put this, what is it, a resolution? Or is it
an ordinance?
An ordinance indefinitely on the table, and then when we come up with the wording, work on the wording that we should have on that November ballot. It'll go on the November ballot. There won't be a special election. There won't be, I suppose there are some funds involved there to put it on that ballot, but not nearly what it would be if we held a special election. And this really gives us, I'm thinking, may bring it to a work session in May and talk about wording for the ballot. And then we'll be ready to go in November, and hopefully between now and then we can answer all these questions. Certainly the $1.3 million that you're looking at is based on that 6 1/4 loan, and that 6 1/4 loan was negotiated with the construction loan at the same rate. And I think I discussed this morning, but it won't be too distant future where the Forest Service is in the building's done, much of that risk disappears, and hopefully that 6 1/4 note will be renegotiated. That will affect that $1.3 million on the end, and your answer to one of those questions is at the end the city owns that building. I've heard since we started talking about delaying it and taking a vote, that's all I wanted was a vote. I'll support you 100% if we give the public a chance to look at it. So let's give the public a chance to look at it. And then some of those people that are naysayers now have indicated they'll be supporting it in November when that comes around. So I'd like to see a show of hands, but I guess you get in trouble if you ask somebody how they're going to vote. So I'll pass on that.
You're effectively killing it as tabling it indefinitely, but that's kind of the form that I think would be most appropriate for it. It also prevents it from being revived should there be a faction out there that is adamant to put this ordinance as an approval or on the ballot. And so I think that's part of why my suggestion that you use the table indefinitely. I think if Mr. Yerkey's direction is, if I'm understanding correctly, that we'd probably try to work something up for you guys to start tinkering with at a work session in May for approval in June to place it on a November ballot. The necessity is early August, typically the first week of August, that you have to provide notice to the county clerk on a combined election as to the amount of ballot space you need and the type of questions. As to the cost, just so you know, it's a regular municipal election this fall. I believe 3 seats in the mayor are up this fall, so we're going to be there are going to be slide of questions on the ballot regardless, and so there's a kind of a set cost associated with that. So adding one more question is relatively de minimis compared to a special election as a standalone.